So the first thing you want to do is make sure you are familiar with your sewing machine. There are videos on that. You want to make sure you're using the correct zigzag stitch. There are several different zigzag stitches to your sewing machine. Just make sure you look at the manual and the guide if you have it provided on your sewing machine. For most, they are provided. So the first things first is to make sure that your sewing machine is on the correct zigzag stitch. I have it on 8. I can also use 7 and 9. So I prefer to use the 8, and that's what I have it on as far as settings. You need to make sure you're using the correct needle size. Between 14 and 16 is the needle size because they are meant for heavy fabrics, and because wefts are thick, they are considered to be like a heavy fabric if you're comparing it to fashion. So you want to make sure you're using the correct zigzag stitch, and you are making sure that you have the correct needle in your sewing machine. So 14 to 16 is the needle that you want to use. So now you have your weft hair. Everything is ready to be sewn on to the cap that has its guidelines to it. So I'm going to start off at the bottom edge, and in this video I'm going to explain to you the steps to make this easier, quicker, and more effective. So the first thing is making sure you're placing your weft on top of the cap. You want to place both of those underneath the needle in between the presser foot and the dog teeth of your sewing machine, and make sure you don't start at the edge of the cap and the weft hair. Make sure you push it in just a little bit, and you want to put your needle down first, and then you want to drop your presser foot. The reason why you want to do that, because it's easier to backstitch and go straight forward. Not only that, your dog teeth tends to shift when you put that down before you put the needle. So when you put the needle down first and then the presser foot, the dog teeth does not pull your bottom, your cap away from the weft hair. So it's always smart to put the needle down first before you put the presser foot down, and then also make sure you feed it through a little bit further so you can backstitch first and then move forward. Once you get to the end, it's important that you backstitch and forward stitch back to the end. So backstitching is necessary so that your weft and your cap is locked. It's locked so it won't come apart. So once you're at the end, here is how you can be able to do this without ruining your sewing machine or the hair. Your cap is on the outside of your sewing machine. Your hair is on the inside. It's easier to work with the hair on the inside because you can kind of move it. So make sure you're managing that and your cap. So you're going to make sure the needle is lifted up. You're going to pull it towards the back. You're going to take whatever scissors that you have, and you're going to first cut the weft from the cap and then pull back and then cut the thread. And it makes it easier for you to just go ahead and start right all over again. So I'm going to place it again. Feed it through a little bit further in, needle down first, then presser foot. Backstitch. Then forward. It is okay to pull to guide it through if it's not moving, but don't stretch the cap. Again, once you get to the end, backstitch, take it back forward, make sure the needle is lifted up, pull it forward to you to cut the weft, pull it to the back, to cut the thread. And you can go on from there.